but I know they did not talk about retirement. Did anybody ask them that question? I don't know. But I know when I think about that question, I'm thinking about retirement. I'm thinking about what I want to do, right? And now Primerica has me thinking that it is a money thing, not an age thing. You guys understand that? So ask them, what are some of the things you plan to enjoy during your retirement? And you'll get some people that say, well, I'm gonna have to work until I die. You can overcome that objection by doing a financial needs analysis, right? And getting their financial independence number to help them get the bag right so they can retire at the time that they want to retire. Where have you planned to spend your golden years? Has anybody ever thought about that? Like, where do you plan to spend your golden years? I never thought about that, right? So remember, when you're overcoming objections before, you're gathering information, right? You're summarizing the information so you're able to overcome an objection, because if you're not asking questions, you're not going to be able to overcome an objection. Jen?
Oh my gosh, that's so great. I am so thankful that whoever told me about how to overcome the book on Tom Hopkins' book on how to master the art of selling, that was the most life-changing thing. Matter of fact, I just talked to my old upline before I became his replacement yesterday, and that is the best training I've ever been through. You guys, you won't have the same feeling as Gabe and Shay and myself unless you actually do the exercises in that book. Everything we're doing, everything Hector has learned has come from that book, from these practices. So Shay went over open-ended questions. I'm going to go over closed questions. I love closed questions because they're aimed at obtaining the right answer. Most often a single word or two, but typically a yes or a no. So the cool thing is, if you learn how to ask the right, what we call tie down closed questions, you can gain what's called yes momentum. So throughout your presentation, if you're getting little yeses, right, from little different type of tie down questions that you are asking, now all of a sudden it's going to be more simple and easier for you to get the big yes, which is checking, routing, and social security number at the end. But if you're not getting those minor yeses in the beginning, Hannah, you're not going to be able to get that big yes as easily. You know that? So what's a tie down question? What type of closed question is a tie down question? It's a question at the end of a sentence that demands a yes. For example, John, Mary, getting out of debt and saving more money just makes sense, doesn't it? You're open to looking at a way to generate additional income for your family, aren't you? One that I use in my presentation, our QA presentation that the teammates I work with directly have learned, is when we finish compound interest, how excited, Gabe and Shay, do people get about the 12%, right? Hey, Gabe, people get really excited about this, but doesn't it take a lot of time for money to grow? However, in this crazy world we live in, couldn't anything happen to us tomorrow? Yes, yes, yes. Now we're going into life insurance, right? Now I'm asking a question, but strategically. So you can learn open-end questions, guys, but you can learn closed questions, but use these questions in a leading way where you lead the client to where you want the client to be. Again, like Shay said, it's going to take practice. Isn't it? Doesn't it? Wasn't it? Shouldn't it? Don't you agree? So let's go over these real life objections. Shay, back to you.
All right, you all. And also think about where you were when you did your appointment with whoever sat down with you, right? That helps. I know we need it. This is the objection. I know we need it, but I already have insurance at work, right? This is the one that I get all the time. Everybody in the DMV area has group insurance. I mean, in Georgia too. I know training Sharzandra with Mama V, everyone has group insurance. Okay, so, oh, is that right? That's fantastic. Let me ask you this. Do you plan on working there the rest of your life? Wait for answer. Hopefully not. And then you say, hopefully not. You want to get out of there as soon as possible. And then when you leave there, do you get to keep it? Right? A lot of the times people don't think about this, you all. They think that they're going to be on their job for the rest of their life, or a job for the rest of their life. And listen, that may be true, right? I guess so. I'm not really sure. Do you know what the limitations and restrictions are that are involved in that policy? Wait for answer. No. Well, with most coverage through work, you're not able to take it with you when you leave. So if anything were to happen to you medically and you wouldn't qualify for insurance when you left that employer, now you'd be stuck with no insurance. So if you would it make sense to have coverage outside of work that you control? Wouldn't it? Wait for answer. Wait for answer. Yes, I guess so. Great. Right? So again, you're asking questions, you're gathering information, right? And you're throwing it back at them by overcoming the objection. And then also make sure you show the video. The video, the video, the video, right? I know some people weren't showing the video. Make sure you show that video. Jen?
I'm on mute. I don't think we're ever going to get this technology thing right. So you guys, listen, you guys know how to overcome the objection. With this, you just have to implement it now, because knowing is not enough. Applied knowledge is enough, right? So objection, I just want to shop around and get some other quotes. So I'm going to role play with Tashay here. I'm going to pick on Tashay. Tashay, be the client. So your answers are going to be in the parentheses, okay? Are you ready?
Gotcha.
All right. So you just want to shop around and get some other quotes. Okay, fantastic. And what exactly are you looking for when you're shopping, Tashay? What do you want to find out?
Just some cheaper prices.
Okay.
And what y'all business have to offer. Different businesses have to offer.
So price is important. Is that the most important thing? Or other than that, is there any other consideration?
No.
Okay, are you reading the screen, Tasha? Because I definitely said your answers were the ones in parentheses.
Mm-hmm.
It says I want to make sure it's the best value.
I want to make sure it's the best value.
Okay, so you want to make sure it's the best value along the price?
Yes.
Okay, let me ask you this. Where you live right now, is it the absolute cheapest house you could find in DC?
Definitely not.
How about your car? Is it the cheapest possible car you could drive?
No.
No. So you want the right value, and the price is just a part of it, but not the most important part. Would you agree to that?
Yes.
So if we could show you a program with all of our features and benefits, and it truly was the best value in the industry, would you feel comfortable going with us?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Great. Let me walk you through the benefits and features of our policy. So here, guys, this is where you review the Primerica term slide. So if you don't know where that is, you're going to go into your presentation and you're going to find the Primerica term slide, which is the term versus term. And it's going to be this one. Under Primerica term, these are the main benefits. They're right there for you in the presentation. All you have to do is use your resources, right? So go over a couple of that. You don't have to go over all of it. But so Tashay, with all these benefits and features, you can see that there's no other company out there that's going to give you the value that we are going to provide you. You would agree with that, wouldn't you?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So practice that, Tashay, CEO, Hannah, on your own, because you're going to get access to this slide. Shay, back to you.
All right, that's really good. Okay, so I just can't afford it right now. This is the big one, right? And it's funny because you guys know through the presentation where we find out if they can afford it or not is on the power of compound interest slide, right? And you guys, people are so transparent about the money that they blow. And this is how I capture them by doing this. This is so important that you run this slide, okay? That you go through the questions and you take down the notes of how much money that they're blowing, right? So let's see, who want to role play with me really fast? Who can I pick on? Tanya, role play with me really fast. Kucherska Rodriguez. I don't know what to call you. What do you go by? Like Gabe about to say something.
Rodriguez.
I told you. You see what I'm saying? Gabe, nobody's talking
Always
to you.
Kucherska.
All right.
They don't play.
All right. Things are really tight right now, aren't they?
Yes, very.
And I can agree, as we did your financial needs analysis, things are really, really tight. But let me just ask you, how much do you pay for your car insurance?
Like around $200 a month.
Okay, like $200 a month. And what does that really protect? Just a piece of metal in case you hit somebody?
Yeah,
So
pretty
you can
much.
see, our insurance is only about $84 a month that is protecting your family. It's protecting the sole source of income coming into your family. Could you see how wouldn't it be the worth to spend $86 to protect your income, which is the most important thing versus a couple $100 for your auto insurance?
You're right.
All right, great. Well, doesn't that put things in perspective a little bit?
Yep.
Great. Do you have your driver's license on you?
There you go.
Listen, Hector was a closer, but look, listen to this, you guys, because we also run the other play, right? Where we ask them how much do they blow a day. Okay, so I go through, I don't know if everyone does this, but I go through what I blew a day when I was working on a job. And I capture them because they agree, right? And I tell them when I was working at 9 to 5 in the morning time, I would go down to the cafe because I was too lazy to make breakfast or make coffee. So I would go down to the cafe, I would get a breakfast burrito with an orange juice. It'd be about $7, right? And then because I was too lazy to pack a lunch, a brown paper bag lunch, right? I would go back down to the cafe and spend another $7, $8. It's about $16 a month. And then my children would have extracurricular activities, and then we would order pizza in the evening time. It was just terrible. So when my regional vice president sat down with me, I was blowing like $800, $900 a month, claiming, calling, yelling, screaming, broke, job broke. And I didn't realize how much money I was blowing every single day by simply not doing that. And then Amazon came around. You got to pop. You buy books on Amazon. You buy, and I joke around because everybody is on Amazon. In my neighborhood, there's a package every single day. The whole row, everybody got Amazon packages, right? And then they started laughing. Girl, I spent this much on, boom, and I'm just the right. Got them, circle, right? And then you throw it back at them and you let them know. Listen, I don't want the whole $300 that you spend on Amazon every month. I just want the 86. I just want the 125 max case, right? I just want the 125 out of the 300 that you spend on Amazon, right? So again, you're asking the questions, you're being transparent, you're gathering information, and you're overcoming the objection. Jen?
And I was pulling the slide up for you because I knew you were going to go right into wasting money. Because guys, listen, everything that we went through, again, was Hector. Hector's been doing and saying and teaching the same thing for the past almost 40 years. He's had a solution number with our company because he doesn't work anymore, right? So it's kind of difficult for me to say work in Primerica because he doesn't work anymore. But the guy makes $4 million a year by learning this, right? Listen, Hector Lamarck makes $4 million a year passively by learning this and teaching this. Let me repeat it again for those who are talking to other people in the screen, right? For people that are not paying attention, let me repeat it again. Hector Lamarck makes $4 million a year passively by learning this and teaching this word for word, right? And there's a lot of ways you can do it, but Shaq and Samir both told me, because I asked one day, because we all have great ideas. Nobody's idea is a bad idea. Okay, remember that. But if it's not broken, don't fix it, right? I had this new orientation I thought was the greatest thing in the world, but I'm not arrogant to think that I know better than my vice president, right? I don't think that. I think I have great ideas, but I want to level with my vice president and make sure that my coach can lead me the right direction. That's why we all have a coach. And Shaq and Samir both said, listen, Jen, when you become a vice president, then you can do your own thing. But at first, you got to master what already works, right? Don't change the STEAM script. Don't change the overcoming objection. Don't change the QA presentation until you've mastered it and figured out your flow first. And thank God I listened to that, because now I'm in a whole totally different level. Thank God, like Shay said, I'm not where I used to be, right? So if they say, oh, money's really tight, you can use whatever Hector did, or what already also works is what we still say when it comes to the compound interest slide. This is when it comes to the compound interest slide. If you are using it, which you should. Shay says, I don't have the money. I understand what you're saying. However, earlier you did say you spend, $20 a day or $600 a month. Listen, Shay, I don't want you to spend any more than what you're already spending. I just want you to take some of what you already use and put it towards something that is better for your family. Does that make sense? And if you're willing to pay for car insurance, doesn't it make sense to cover your family? At the end of the day, your family is more valuable to you than your car, right? So again, another set of questions. All right, guys. So we're gonna open it up really quick for questions. Anybody got questions? Anything you've already ran into in the field that maybe we've answered or we can touch on more in detail? Nobody. You guys either aren't in the field or you guys are pros.
I have a question.
Hey, Shanice.
Hey,